to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome, and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Got a big show tonight, so we'll get started with our Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're getting prepared for the draft in April. There wasn't any big signings this week. As far as our free agents were concerned, we got a veteran Sonat back, who's a defensive lineman that played for us last year on a veteran minimum. Picked up a kicker from the Colts on a veteran minimum. As you know, we released Ryan Stuckup since the last show, our Super Bowl winning kicker. He was getting about $4 million a year and save a little money. They cut him. We did pick up a kicker from the Colts, veteran minimum. And we picked up Sonat, who was a defensive lineman last year, played about 14 of the 17 games on a veteran minimum. So we're out getting some veteran minimum players over at Tampa Bay at the Bucs headquarters at One Buck Place. But we're not really going out and splurging on any players. There's still some real good players out there here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy. We'd like to see him go out and get Will Golston, who played real good for us for many, many years on the defensive line. He'd be a good addition. Probably could get him back at a veteran minimum. And after that, after some pickings of the bone in the next week, I suspect, we're going to get into April, and then the general managers are going to shift gears to get themselves prepared for that NFL draft, which is building the team through the college draft, which they've been invested a lot of time and money, as you know, in it. We have the 19th overall pick in the first round. We have 7 picks, so that's 7 potential players for our team. Plus, we'll get a lot of undrafted free agents afterwards. So that's going to be their attention. So if you're some of the players still left out there in free agency, a veteran player, it's time to get moving to try to get on a team. But the Bucs are making strategic moves at veteran minimum price. So they're making very tactical moves at the present. But Will Golston is a player that played for us. It would be a good addition. I thought they've done a tremendous job with Dale to bring back Jamel Dean and Levante David. And to pick up Baker Mayfield and pick up the players we picked up, go re-sign Aaron Stinney and some other players that they've already done, which is fantastic because we got to realize they were $55 million under the cap. They had to get rid of that 55 to plus side of the zero, and they've done a great job at that. So congratulations to them, and they're continuing to be strategic. Not a whole lot of great breaking news in One Buck Place since the last show. And the other NFL free agent news, Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens is still looking for a team. Reportedly, the Ravens offered him a 3-year, $133 million deal, guaranteed, that he turned down. No one has come knocking at his door, and he doesn't understand exactly why. One of the main reasons is Lamar has no agent. He represents himself. And in all things, sometimes, especially with millions of dollars concerned, you need some agents, okay? And he's having to negotiate these contracts with these different teams, and I haven't heard of any team that is near signing him at this point. I think the guaranteed money is what the holdup is, because Lamar's missed 10 games in 2 years and missed a playoff game last year, at which the Ravens lost. I don't think Lamar, though, will be going back to the Baltimore Ravens, because I think there's a little bit too much bad blood there. On the Aaron Rodgers front, when we talked about the draft, it's getting down to the draft to see how much compensation the Green Bay Packers get back for Aaron Rodgers. Here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy, we're confident that Aaron Rodgers will be a New York Jet next year, no doubt. Would we bet it? Yes. We can't sponsor betting, but we will say yes, we'd bet it. And so that's about all going on in the NFL news tonight. We'll keep you posted in the next few weeks as it gets more fluid. But this week, there hasn't been any real major signings. Ezekiel Elliott's still out there as a free agent. Lamar Jackson and plenty others still out there trying to get themselves on another team. So we'll keep you posted on what's going on with the NFL and our Buccaneers. So we're now going to move on to opening day with the Tampa Bay Rays in the 2023 campaign to win the World Series and the Fall Classic. The Tampa Bay Rays will host the Detroit Tigers tomorrow at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, opening day, which to baseball players is Christmas because it's opening day, and New Year's because it's starting something fresh. So to baseball players, it's New Year, Christmas wrapped up in on one. No baseball player or professional will tell you there's nothing more exciting than opening day in baseball. Though they play 162 games, this opening day is the excitement of the year, like in all sports, because it's the start of something where everyone is 0-0. For our Rays, we have Tyler Grassnose out on injured reserve, probably won't be back for 30 days. We've got 5 good pitchers on our rotation. We brought in a couple. We got Sugar Shane McCallaghan on the mound tomorrow against the Tigers. We've got Zach Efron we've brought in, paid a lot of millions of dollars for him as a starter. We've got good pitching, and we need some hitting from Margot, Brandon Lau, and Juan DeFranco. We need that hitting this year. We have a good defensive ball club, but our offense was lacking last year in the playoffs against the Cleveland Indians, or Cleveland Guardians, they call themselves now. Here at Spark Start for the Cowboy, we're going to still call them the Cleveland Indians. So, excuse me, I don't mean to not be politically correct. But the Guardians we lost to because we couldn't get any hits in the series there. We couldn't get any score. We had good pitching. We kept in the game. So we need these players to play a full season. Juan DeFranco is a great player. I think he could be one of the greatest players ever played for the Tampa Bay Rays. We give him a $120 million 10-year contract. So we have him under contract. We paid him as a youngster down in the Dominican Republic. He's a great player, good glove man. Got some of the fastest hands as a batter that you'd ever want to see. Could be a great player, but he can't stay on the field. He's only played 140 games out of 2 years. So he's got to stay healthy. If he's not there, he's not helping us. The best ability in all sports is availability. So we got to hope that Juan DeFranco stays healthy, Brandon Lau stays healthy, Margot stays healthy, we get some timely hitting. We do have good pitching and good defense. I think our Rays could go all the way to the pennant and even win it. The Westgate Vegas has got them at 25-1 to win the World Series. Is there better odds? Yes. Are there worse? A lot worse. So that's only for entertainment purposes. I gave you those odds. So we're hoping that the Rays come out against the Tigers tomorrow and win the first game and continue to win and get those bats hot and get in a good winning streak and get in some consistency so that we can enter this season with a lot of wins and get as many wins as we can to the All-Star break, which is the halfway point we can determine on which direction we're going. So we'll keep you posted on the Rays. Get out to Tropicana Field. Support the Rays. You're not going to be able to get any tickets for that series because it's sold out. So if you know a friend that's got an extra ticket, go out there and enjoy it. Continue to support the Rays. Follow us next show. We'll give you the outcome of the first game against the Tigers. Now we're going to move on to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Our Tampa Bay Lightning went up to Carolina last night and won 4-0 against the Carolina Hurricane, who had beaten them twice this year. Last time the Carolina Hurricanes and the Tampa Bay Lightning played, the Hurricanes beat us 6-0. Well, we returned the favor last night by going to Carolina at their home ice and beating them 4-0. This is good for the Lightning because they've been on a 4-game losing streak. Their defense played good. Their offense played good. We needed them to come together so we can make a run at Lord Stanley's Cup for the 4th time in 4 years. 4th time in 4 years if we can make it this year. And we've won 2 of the 3 we made it to. So we got the core there. We've got the team starting to look like it's on a rebound as far as their play is concerned. We got about 8 more games before the regular season's over with. Let's get a little consistency there with the Lightning and be the Thunder and push the Lightning into the Stanley Cup playoffs this year and make a run at Lord Stanley's Cup. We'll keep you posted on the Lightning. We'll keep you up to date. Be the Thunder and support the Tampa Bay Lightning like we do here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy. Now we're going to go to your questions, and tonight's first question is from Debbie. And Debbie wanted to know what I thought about the acquisition of Baker Mayfield with the Buccaneers. But Debbie, I went over it a lot of times. I think Baker Mayfield is a quarterback that has an opportunity to resurrect his career here in Tampa under Dave Canales' offense. Dave Canales is a quarterback whisperer. He got a guy named Geno Smith up in Seattle, resurrected. This is a career backup. Nobody figured he could even play first string. He got out there last year and went 500 with the Seahawks, got him in the playoffs, and got himself a $75 million contract, $25 million a year for 3 years guaranteed. And Baker Mayfield knows Dave Canales is the new offensive coordinator in Tampa. So there's just not much of a mystery to me, Debbie, why Mayfield really wanted to be a Buccaneer. I think Baker's going to do okay. Is he going to be Tom Brady like he said in his opening press conference? No. I'm not going to be the greatest of all time, and I'm not going to be Tom Brady. I'm going to be Baker Mayfield. And if he can beat Baker Mayfield at 31-29, which is his career record at start, from the Browns, from the Panthers, from the Rams, he's about 500. If he can do that, and with a little bit of help from Canales, and a little bit better than that, he can do what we want him to do. He's one of ours now, Debbie, and I think he'll do okay. Thank you for your question, Debbie, and God bless you. The next question is from Rick, and Rick wanted to know what I thought about the outcome of the 12-hour receiving and the wreck on the last 15-minute segment of that race. Rick, it was a racing incident where the Audis got up there underneath the Porsche in the turn 4, and when he bumped into the Porsche, he went off the track, he came back on the track a second bump, and then he lost control, went out in front of the Porsche, and hit the other Porsche, and knocked himself and the two top contenders out of the race. And Rick, that's what happened. I thought it was a racing incident. It was just hard racing with 15 minutes to go of a 12-hour race. Just hard racing in the dike, and he thought he had that corner. And when he went in there, and I thought it was not the Porsche's fault, Rick. I thought it was the Audi and Philip Albuquerque, the driver of the Audi, because he got Acura, because he got up into the Porsche and got himself knocked off the track. Thank you for your questions, Rick. It was an exciting race, and that last 15 minutes has certainly lived up to the billing. God bless you for your question, Rick. And the next question is from Elizabeth, and Elizabeth wanted to know what I thought about Wander Franco and his injuries. Elizabeth, I think Wander Franco's had a lot of leg injuries and hand injuries, had some oblique strains. He's had some knee injuries, but they aren't severe. They seem to be more muscular. He's a growing young man. He's only 22 years old. He is an absolutely fine player if he can stay healthy and stay in the lineup. Because if he's not in the lineup, he's not going to help us that much. But he's had small nagging injuries, Elizabeth. They have not been debilitating long-term injuries we got to worry about, that he can't play ever again, or that he's going to have a long, like a pitcher with a Tommy John surgery, will be out for a year and a half. It's not that type of injury. And God forbid he doesn't have any, Elizabeth, but I think he's a fantastic player, and he could be a superstar. He is a superstar if he could just stay on the field. So we're praying that happens, and I'm not as concerned with his injuries unless they were chronic and severe. These seem to be game related, him stealing a base and sliding in wrong, or pulling a muscle on a shortstop catch. So we're praying Wander has a great year for the Rays. And thank you for your questions, Elizabeth. God bless you. DJX, what you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, you know what it is. Let's get right off into it, buddy. Let's switch the lanes up for a minute. Caitlin Clark wins Women's College Basketball Player of the Year. She averages 27.3 points per game. What you think about that?
Caitlin Clark is the greatest NCAA women's basketball player I've ever seen.
Right.
She will be in the WNBA. Of course, she'll be the number one pick, I'm sure.
Yes,
It's a one-person team out there shooting, defense, just all-around LeBron James style play. She's a superstar. When you see her play, she's a superstar. A superstar teammate on the court, off the court. She's just got everything going for her. She's a fabulous player.
Right. I agree with that. All right, let's get off into a little NFL. How confident are you in this direction of the Steelers?
Pretty confident. Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches in the NFL.
Uh-huh.
And Mike Tomlin and the Steelers have only had 3 coaches in their whole history. They don't change coaches very often. They pick the right ones when they pick them.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Tomlin and his direction with Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky as a backup, and beefing up that offensive line and getting some receivers, and they have a running back, and trying to play the Pittsburgh Steelers type of ball, do everything right, don't do anything flashy, and just play to win, and play as hard as you can on every single play, and not make mistakes. And that's Mike Tomlin's 100% his forte. Bill Clower before him, yes, and before him, Chuck Noll. Those are the only 3 coaches that the Steelers have. So I'm pretty confident in it. I'm confident in Kenny Pickett, their pick last year. Very confident. I think he'll be better this year than he was last year.
All right, let's get off into it a little bit of XFL. Houston Roughnecks signed former LA Chargers wide receiver Michael Bandy. what you think about that one, buddy.
It won't hurt. Michael Bandy's career was on the bottom end, and he had been injured, and he's been cut by a lot of teams. Went up to the Canadian Football League, got cut. He's down to the XFL now. He's got experience when he's playing where he should be playing, and he's out of any injuries. He's a pretty good receiver. He'd probably be an excellent superstar in the XFL.
Right. Okay, I agree with that. Who you think is the best team in the Major League Baseball right now?
Los Angeles Dodgers.
All right. Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's go to the board. Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniel reveals the moment he realized Tua was the perfect quarterback for his offense.
He's very confident in Tua. McDaniels is very confident in Tua. Many people aren't. He's injured. Of course, we knew he had concussions last year and could put him out a couple times, and they just actually pulled him. But he's confident in him. And you know, you got to have a good feeling when McDaniels, your head coach, has got confidence in you. With all the downfalls you've had, he's still got confidence in you. He didn't go out the free agency this year looking for your replacement.
Right.
Everybody's, oh, Brady's going it up. He didn't look out for no replacement. And he had a fifth-year option he could pick up, and he picked up your option.
Right.
Said, this is what I believe. I believe in you. Year 4, you ain't got to worry about year 5. I picked your option up. And I think that's good for Tua, too, because Tua knows this guy's got his back.
Right.
It matters. It matters when you got your back, and I think it's
go
really
a long
big.
way. It go a long way. All right, I'm going to leave it off right here. Make sense of the 49ers quarterback situation.
Can't really make much sense of it with Purdy with an elbow injury that's going to keep him out at least 6-7 months.
Yeah.
And then we really don't know what we got to have in 6 or 7 months with this elbow surgery.
Right.
I mean, what are we going to know?
To play with.
Trey Lance played a couple games, hurt his neck, broke a bone in his neck, out for the year. He's coming back, still a rookie. They picked up Sam Darnold from the Carolina Panthers, who's been with the Jets. Now the Panthers, now he's out there with the 49ers to just run the offense. And I think Sam Darnold is going to be the key to this thing, because I think Sam Darnold is going to be actually the one that's going to lead this team as it stands now. There's a draft coming, but I see the quarterbacks the way they are.
So
and I think Sam Darnold's probably going to do it if Trey Lance can't do it. Because Purdy's got this elbow surgery, and it's going to be 5 to 7 months before he can even throw the ball. And we're talking about it April, May, June, July, August, September, October before he can even throw the ball. We're playing NFL football by then.
Right.
And he might not be able to throw it in October.
Right. So
might take a few more extra months, the season be over.
It makes sense.
You go with Trey Lance. Got a broken neck, had a broken bone in his neck. Out for the year. He's coming back. A rookie. Only had 2 or 3 games.
Wow.
And then you go out and get Sam Darnold. Who's not great, not too bad, game manager.
But he
don't make no mistakes. Not flashy.
But he can work. That's
the 49er way. We got great players around you. You don't have to do anything great. Just do it.
Just do
Sufficient.
it. Sufficient.
And he don't get hurt. Sam Darnold ain't never been really injured to be out for a year like Trey Lance, now Purdy.
Right.
So that's, I think, the 49ers. When it all, now they're going to say, Cowboy, you know Trey Lance, you gave up 3 first-round picks. He's going to be the starter with Purdy hurt. He's the starter. He broke a bone in his neck and was out for the year. Have we seen him since then? What happens if something happens to him again?
Right.
You ain't going to Purdy. Who you going to go to?
Right.
Donald. But he ain't. What is he? He's just, that's all they want.
All right, that's what I got for you tonight, buddy.
Thank you for your questions, DJ. God bless you.
God bless you, too.
Well, we've had an exciting week. We're going to have an exciting week next week. We've got opening day of baseball. We've had a lot of excitement in the sports world in the last couple of weeks, and we'll continue to cover it. I want you to be good to your neighbors, be good to each other. Until the next show, God bless you. Cowboy out.